started our business really to solve a problem we had in our family. Both our sons had really dry, eczema-prone skin, and nothing we bought from the stores worked. And so being from West Africa and Nigeria in particular, we remembered just some of the traditional remedies that our parents and grandparents used on us when we were kids. One of the things that I became really particular about was that I wanted to make sure we could get the shea butter at a very high quality from a reliable source. As I traveled to Ghana, northern Nigeria, Mali, and a couple of other places, I not only got to see the shea trees where they grew, I got to see the women who were responsible for harvesting the shea nuts from the tree. I got to see how they carried baskets piled high with shea nuts into their villages. I got to see how they worked as a community, processing the nuts into butter. And I also got to see the impact of when they would sell the butter to a customer. The fact that the revenue they made from that, they invested right back into educating their kids and improving their communities. And that's when I realized that Shea Radiance was going to be more than just a brand that made great products, that we were going to be intimately attached or working with our supply chain, because we saw the impact that our little bit of purchasing could make on a community. I don't know about other businesses, but 2019 was a pretty decent year. And based on the success of 2019, we had great plans for 2020. And then we had to decide, do we move forward or do we play it safe and do nothing? You know, one of my new skills, or a skill that I've strengthened as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic and all the challenges we face, is the ability to work on relationships and communication. We knew that selling really great moisturizers is what we really do well. And we could also see an opportunity to deliver great products to people during the pandemic because they're washing their hands all the time. So instead of pivoting to creating new products, we kind of leaned in a little more to what we were already providing. And what I'm really passionate about is influencing the way women care for themselves. Because I found that, you know, when we feel cared for, when we are getting enough rest, when we feel beautiful in our own skin, it really impacts our ability to change our world because we're not focused on what we don't have. I'm a woman-owned business and I'm a Black woman-owned business.
Right.
And when it comes to investment, Black women get less than 1% of the total investment dollars that are out there. So we have always, access to capital has always been a struggle. And even though it's been a struggle, we haven't given up, and it's actually built our resilience. One of the things the PayPal working capital did for me and my business was that it gave us that cushion. It's like we knew we had that in our back pocket when we needed it. And we are in the consumer product good industry. We do all our own manufacturing and we sell to distributors. And so it's a very cash intensive business. We saw a lot of horrendous things this summer, just in terms of things going on in the culture around racial equity, equality, and I don't think any of us can ever forget what happened with George Floyd, because it gave us as a culture and a nation a shift to recognize that the playing field truly wasn't equal all the way from policing right down to business. In my own experience, I found that prior to the whole Black Lives Matter movement and businesses wanting to do right in terms of equality and equity, I would go to stores and they would tell me, well, we already have a brand that is owned by a Black person. So this whole conversation we're having about making room for diversity, making room to bring it to be more inclusive, has really taken off over the summer, and I'm so excited about it. It's changed my business for the better because it's driven home the fact that being resilient and being true to who you are and having a strong why for your business will keep you in business till the tide turns.